Alright, YouTube and Fallout community. So for today's video, I'm going to bring you the top 10 weapons in Fallout 4. And what I mean by weapons is like the weapon classes. I don't mean like specific weapons, like unique weapons. Those are a video in themselves. So this is more like a kind of class of weapons, rather. And so let's get right into it. First up on the list for me is assault rifles, which this might be a little bit of a surprise to some people because this was a pretty popular weapon in like the older games. But see, when I finally got my hands on one, and I totally modded it out and everything, and got into a big old fight, and then I pulled the trigger and bam, just a single shot weapon. And that's when I kind of learned how the receivers worked in the game, and it wasn't automatic, and it was just single shot. And I was like, this isn't what I was expecting because this is an assault rifle, and so it really killed my mood on the game. And I was also surprised that there wasn't any Chinese assault rifles, which was a very popular weapon in 3. Number 9 up on the list is frag grenades. Yeah, that's right, frag grenades. It might seem like a weird one to put on the list at first. But with the ability to use them now without having to unequip whatever weapon you have, and then they have that where you can just hold down your bumper and throw them, it made them so much more useful to me. And I find myself keeping each one I find now instead of selling them like I used to in 3 New Vegas. Number 8 on the list is the pipe rifle and pistol. I put them together just because they're the same weapon. I did not like this weapon as much as I thought I would. I was so hyped for this weapon before the game came out just from watching some of the gameplay trailers. And that's why it makes the list at number 8. The mods are plentiful along with the ammo for the gun, so it's good in that regard. And it's still very good weapon in just about any situation because you can make it. You can put a scope on it and make it a long range weapon. You can make it automatic if you'd like to. I'm not an automatic fan, so yeah, it's good in a lot of situations. Number 7 on the list is double barrels and sawed-offs. Same weapon again. Shotguns are always good for just the damage alone, no matter what variant of a shotgun it is. And the double barrel has decent range, whereas the sawed-off sacrifices range for more damage. And where this weapon lacks, in my opinion, is the mods. There's not enough of them. And to truly make it a viable weapon, plus having only 2 shots and then having to reload really hurts the usefulness of the weapon. But I did like it when I first started using it in-game. Number 6 on my list is the 10mm pistol. This is the first weapon that I really gravitated towards. I carried it with me through probably the first 24 hours or more of gameplay, and there's decent damage here and a decent amount of mods. It has just about every mod that you can put on a weapon. It's very reliable if you're into the pistol class because good damage, good mods, decent clip, everything. I would have loved to see if it had a rifle modification, kind of like the pipe category does, but sadly it does not. Maybe future DLC, who knows? I'm looking at you, Bethesda. Let me get a 10mm rifle. That would be awesome. Number 5 on my list is combat rifles. This was my baby right after I stopped using the 10mm pistol. And if you watch some of my old, kind of earlier videos on my channel, you see me using the combat rifle quite a bit. It got me through so many hours of gameplay, and it's got a ton of mods. You can put scopes on it. You can change the ammo on it, the ammo type on it. It has muzzles, stocks. It has everything. It can be good up close and personal, or you can put a scope on top of it and pick dudes off at a range. So it's very good in a lot of different categories, a lot of different ways. Number 4 on the list is the 44mm pistol, or 44 pistol rather. You'd be crazy not to like this gun. This was such a good gun in 3, and I love the variants that they had for it in 3. And I believe it is the highest damage pistol. I could be wrong though. And there's not a whole lot of mods, but it doesn't really need them to be good. I don't think anyway. To me, they're enough. But again, if you like pistols, it's a very reliable weapon. Number 3 on my list is the laser rifle and pistol, and I just recently started getting really into this weapon, and you might have seen some of this, me using a laser rifle in some gameplay. More specifically though, it is the rifle side of the things that I haven't really used the pistols at all. This has become my sniper rifle weapon. I put the longest barrel on it. I put the longest ranged scope on it. I have the stock on it that helps with scoped weapons, and it's just, to me, it's one of my most reliable weapons, and it's the weapon that if I'm just out exploring or if I'm about to go into a building, this is the weapon that I equip before I go into these areas. So for me, it's just one of my most reliable weapons. Number 2 on my list is the Gaussian Rifle, and this one, I was beyond excited to see that this made a return because it was really it was only I think one of them in 3, and I can't remember in New Vegas. I know it is in New Vegas. I just don't remember if it was a one of as well. It's just cool to see it back. And this one might be number 1 on a lot of people's lists, which is fine. But for me, it falls just a little bit short. The damage is very high for this weapon. The mods are few, along with the ammo, which is a bit of a problem, and the ammo is very expensive if you gotta buy it. It's like 20 something or more per round or whatever you want to call it if you gotta buy it from somebody. So yeah, it's a little pricey when it comes to ammo, but it doesn't need much to devastate your enemies. You don't need a whole lot of ammo. You don't need a whole lot of mods. But the few mods that there are, the few mods that it has are enough, because it's a pretty devastating weapon. It's got some high damage. And then you got the charge shot ability now, where like there's these numbers on the back of the Gauss rifle where like you hold down the shoot button and it charges up, and when you let go, it does the shot. And once it gets up to 99, it's like as high as it can be. And it's a pretty cool little thing they have now for it. And then number 1 on my list is the combat shotgun. And this could be a bit of a surprise to some people. I don't know. But the damage for this gun is just amazing. And the range on it is pretty alright. I mean, when it comes to shotguns, if you give it the large like ammo capacity mod, you almost never have to reload in like any fight, even like a boss fight. If you want, I know there's not really a whole lot of bosses in the game, but when there's like really hard enemies, you have like, I think the large ammo capacity clip gives like 30 rounds or so. So I don't ever have to reload. And the one I use is a variant. It's like it does like additional fire damage or something. But it's also affected by the Rifleman perk, which is pretty interesting because it is a shotgun. It's not technically a rifle, but it's not a pistol either, and it's not automatic. So it's kind of has to be affected by the shotgun or by the Rifleman perk. So that alone makes the damage on it better, and it starts ignoring enemies' armors. So it's my most reliable weapon. This is like if I go into a boss fight or I'm fighting any kind of hard enemies, I go into my Pip-Boy. This is the gun I pull out, and whatever I'm fighting, dying. That's just how it is. So yeah, that was my list, guys. Remember that it's my top 10 list. That doesn't mean what I said is true. This is just how I view it. I'd like to know what your favorite weapon is, if you have one. What your top 10 is. So let me know what you think about this video, guys. All the links to my social networks are below. Later.